AI, as you know, has the potential to make people smarter or make people dumber. But the kind of question people are now asking AI nowadays is troubling. Someone will ask AI, should I fall in love? Should I get married? Should I divorce my wife? And so on. This is kind of crazy. These are crazy questions that normally people should not be asking AI, because what does AI know about relationship, right? But anyways, this has led to a very thought-provoking question online, which I saw last night. I saw a couple of videos and I wanted to share it with you. And the question is, why is AI free? Was it the plan of all these big AI companies all along? Did they know from the very beginning what they are going to do, that they will make people dumber, or is it just a coincidence? But anyways, I came across a couple of videos explaining why AI is free and what is the actual cost we are paying for the free AI, even though some people don't know. But let's see.
Those who do not study history are destined to repeat it, and those who do not study consumer abuse are likely to themselves become abused consumers. So let's talk about why AI is free and what their long-term plan is for you and the people you love. In order to tell this story, I have to reference one of the most egregious abuses of consumers in history, and that was committed by your favorite chocolate supplier, Nestle. Back in the 1990s, Nestle noticed that their consumer pool in the United States was shrinking for their baby formula products. Rather than try to reformulate or better appeal to American consumers, they decided to take their products straight to Africa. The question daunting Nestle's boardrooms was, how do we convince mothers who have a completely natural way to feed their children safely that they need our formula? Well, in all their nefarious genius, Nestle decided that the way to do it was to go in and hand out free samples of formula. So they sent in Nestle workers dressed up like nurses and had them give baby formula samples to new mothers. Then they sent them home and waited. Well, what could possibly be wrong with that? That is the question that cost 10 million lives.
10
Nestle
million
handed out
lives.
baby formula that would last just long enough for the mother's breast milk to dry up. There is no way to get your breast milk to come back once it is dry, and this left so many mothers with nothing to feed their children except baby formula mixed with dirty water.
That
And
is
of course, there were
crazy.
warnings on the packages that said, if you mix this with dirty water, your baby will die. But of course,
No one will know how
most
to
of these
read.
women were illiterate.
Oh,
As a
yeah.
result, with no other options and no better resources and no knowledge to protect themselves, these mothers killed their own children with the product Nestle offered them.
You know what is crazy? Now that she's talking about Nestle, I'm like, wait, why is Nestle still in business? Anyways, why is Nestle still in business? I'm surprised Nestle is still in business. Anyways, let's
An
continue.
approximated 10 million
Nestle is
children.
a very
What could
old
this
company.
possibly have
Huh?
to do with AI? Well, I'm sure you'll be shocked and disgruntled to hear that big tech does not have more respect for you than Nestle had for African mothers and children. Sam Altman, often a
Hmm.
canary in his own coal mine, has already gone on public record saying that they see a future in which intelligence is a utility.
We see a
What
future
the fuck?
where
What did they mean?
intelligence is a utility, like electricity or water, and people buy it from us on a meter and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
Can you imagine, like, in the future, people are buying intelligence? I mean, buying reasoning capabilities, like you pay for electricity, or that dystopian future. It's wild. I don't even know how, but it's it's a possibility.
Like electricity and water. See, we already have studies that show conclusively extensive AI use leads to cognitive decline. They are giving you these products free for the exact same reason that Nestle gave their free samples to mothers. They are waiting for your natural resources to dry up so they can force you into a lifelong payment plan. And if you think this isn't a big deal, you're wrong. And if you think this will be easy to litigate, you're wrong. And if you think people aren't going to die, you're wrong. They're already dying. So if it sounds too good to be
That
true,
is crazy. And people have already died because of ChatGPT. Like, people ChatGPT has helped multiple people commit suicide, by the way. When this AI became a thing, like when people start worrying about AI, when people started worrying about AI, and one of their fear was about loneliness. That is one of the most aspect that people only talk about, or were worried about, that like people would become more lonely and more lonely, right? But nobody was talking about the aspect of how the cognitive ability of people will degrade over time because of how they choose to use AI. So it's crazy. Now, this is by far the most worrying thing, or worrying aspect of using AI, the cognitive degrading of human intelligence. Like the fact that their cognitive ability will degrade over time depending on how they choose to use it. Now, don't get this wrong, or don't get this wrong, right? People can still use AI to get smarter than they actually are currently. But the way people, because people are lazy by nature, they will choose the easy way out. People will always choose the easy way to use AI. And that is what a lot of people will do. And in 10 years, people will be less intelligent than they were before using AI. I think we are already seeing the effect right now. Sometimes if you can just check the kind of things you are asking AI to do for you, and it's not about shaming people for being lazy. No, like when internet came about, or when the computers came about, right? I'm sure there were people who were also criticizing that people are trying to be lazy by giving their work to computers, or by giving some aspect of their tasks to computers, like calculators. Some people, I'm sure, were also criticizing calculators, that the people who use calculators were lazy, right? But this AI level is different. So it's not about criticizing people for being lazy. It's about your mental. This is real. Anyways, let's continue.
The entire world is falling in love with ChatGPT, but no one is asking the question, why is it free? Let's talk about it. As a person who has worked in tech for over 10 years, it is interesting being on the sidelines and watching people respond to technology, because no one ever asks the question, why would a piece of technology be free? Here's something I can tell you from inside the industry. Tech is never free. There's either a direct cost, which is what you pay for the app or the software, a subscription cost, or there is an opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is what you as a consumer give up to consume the tech. Here's how that works. When the personal computer came along, it helped us do a great many things, but in the 25 years that we have had the personal computer, there are now children who don't know how to read a clock, because the time has always been on their computer since they were born. Same thing with the phone. You don't know anyone's phone number now, because that piece of technology was offered to you to help you remember people's phone number. Now, opportunity cost may not mean anything to you when it's like small tasks that you didn't want to do anyway, but here's where it gets interesting. Let's think about the internet. The internet's not free either. Do you think Google would literally run $1 billion company so that you can look up stuff for free? Why do you think they would have offices all over the world, hire people, have billions of dollars on payroll, so that y'all can have Google Chrome and Gmail for literally free? Why do you think they would do that? There's a cost somewhere. The cost is advertising attention, advertising space, your data that's been sold to every other company under the sun. I used to work for one of the streaming apps that I guarantee you is in your phone, and I'll tell you right now, your data is being used for more stuff than you think. When, for example, I won't use the company I work for because I have an NDA, but let's say you go into the Uber app and you see something there that says, oh, sign up for Uber One and you get 3 months of Amazon Prime or Apple TV or whatever. Have you ever asked yourself how Apple TV knows that you have the Uber app? It's because they made a deal with Uber with your information. That was a partnership, and money absolutely changed hands to the tunes of several $1 million. When dating apps came along, we thought, oh my God, how wonderful. They made a way for us to interact with each other and date in a pandemic and in a world where we're increasingly isolated. Oh my God, that's so nice. They even have a free tier. Why would they do that? You do see that the opportunity cost was that the dating market was completely destroyed. It destroyed the landscape of how people meet and communicate and have intimacy with each other. We were the cost. So ask yourself, if AI is currently free, why is that? If you've hit this point in the video, I hope you're still listening because I can give you the answer as a spoiler alert. Again, I've been in tech for a very long time, and on my personal time, I study robotics and artificial intelligence. I've been studying this stuff long before ChatGPT ever came out. Here's the spoiler alert. There are companies like Boston Dynamics and Hanson Robotics that have been working on AI bots for a long time. They already have them. For example, there's one called Ameca, who is a robot that can walk and talk. They've now made the movement very fluid, so they move more like us and less robotically. She can also make some 30 different facial expressions and gives you side eye and all of that, right? Do you know what powers Ameca? ChatGPT. There is a AI bot named Sophia who just got citizenship in Saudi Arabia. She has a passport. You know what's powering her? ChatGPT. So if you think that technology is free, what you are actually doing is powering it with how to be us and how to think like us and how to speak like us. And they are using it currently in 2025 to power AI bots. By the way, they already figured out silicone skin, facial expressions, hair, all of that. So enjoy it for free, but just know that no tech is ever free. And there will be an opportunity cost one day. So just use it wisely. Just saying.
That's so true. But what she's talking about in this case is about data, which a lot of people already, I'm sure you already know by now, by the time you were using ChatGPT or using any software or Google, you already knew that you were giving your data in exchange of for using that. You already know that somehow, even if you don't know how they are doing it, they are collecting your data, right? In every thing you browse, in every application you are using, right? This is the same thing with AI, but they are using how you conversate with AI, how you talk to AI, and the kind of things you talk with AI about, your images. They are using it to train their AI as well. But this is I think this is less worrisome. I mean, this is less troubling when you think about it, like, than imagining a future where people have to pay for intelligence like they subscribe for electricity, because along the way they depended on AI so much that they are not capable of reasoning on their own. They are not capable of writing or capable of reasoning, doing something on their own. It's crazy to think about it that way. But this, she was talking in this case about data only. But let's go. I have one more video or two.
Move fast, break things, movers and shakers. Silicon Valley runs on this kind of mentality, which I think is criminal, since they do absolutely nothing to incentivize this kind of thinking in any way, shape, or form until you reach that higher state within your career. AI is exacerbating this issue and absolutely annihilating your capacity to create something unique. You exist in either a state of creation or consumption. We've already automated consumption. Instagram shows you what you want to see before you even know what you want to see. And now we've automated creation as well, where all you need is a prompt. We no longer consume with intent, and we no longer output with intent. This leaves no room for any kind of cognitive critical thought in terms of applying your own experience, your own perspective, and that's the only thing that separates us from machines. So how are we supposed to move fast and break things if all that they've ever taught us is how to stay slow and comply? Bitch.
That is crazy. That is absolutely baffling. So that's the point of this video, guys. The point of this video is at least know, at least when you are using AI, it's not for you to not use AI. The point here is when you are using AI, still be trying to still do what you want to do on your own. Like, there are people using AI, but they're still right. There are people using AI, they still write what they want to write. They sit down and think extensively on a particular topic. They don't just go and give every problem to ChatGPT. They think about it. They think about their problems. They write. Right. For example, with writing is just coming into my head because a lot of people are now using AI for writing everything. Like maybe writing a video script there, give to AI. AI just write everything. So the point is, first, I'm suggesting that before, this is an example, before you give like something to AI, try writing the thing for yourself, right? Maybe you want to AI to write a song, write a song lyrics. write the song lyrics yourself, give to AI, see what AI gives you back, and then you make the final judgment, take bits of pieces, and then create your own unique stuff out of it. Anyways, that is the point of this video. But let me know what you think, if there are any other hidden cause. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. For now, subscribe to the video, guys, and like it. Peace.